Hey everybody, I'm John Lunsford, and TUDUM was this past weekend after a month full of announcements and upfronts from all the major players in entertainment as we head into the summer season of 2025. For those that don't know, TUDUM is Netflix's annual fan event that covers all the cool stuff coming out on the streaming giant over the next year. The name, TUDUM, is from their signature opening to the app and each of its original shows and movies. It's a little weird, but it makes sense. The event was originally held in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and then moved online for COVID for a few years, and then back to Brazil until they decided to bring it to America to the Kia Forum this year in California. It's set to be a big year for Netflix as multiple major shows of theirs are ending, some are just getting started, and then there are some major movies heading to the platform for exclusive streaming windows. With everything that was announced, here are the 5 things I'm most looking forward to that was announced at the event. So number 5, Jenna Ortega is on fire right now with multiple major movies over the last few years, along with playing the lead role in Wednesday, which is set to release season 2 on August 6th. Her, along with co-stars such as Fred Armisen, who plays Uncle Fester, and Luis Guzman, who plays Gomez, among others, came out to promote the second season, as well as show the first 6-ish minutes of the opening episode, which reveals Haley Joel Osment on this season as a serial killer that Wednesday has become obsessed with. The season also is going to feature Lady Gaga in a guest role, and she actually came out and performed some of the songs from her latest album to help promote the show. Jenna Ortega was asked to be a part of it, and she looked like she was having none of it, but it was pretty funny. I've always liked The Addams Family, but I've never really loved it. However, I really liked the first season of Wednesday. I thought they did a great job of bringing the weirdness of The Addams Family into the real world and had a great story with it. Steve Buscemi is also set to be a main cast member this season, so it should be a good one. Adam Sandler came out to promote Happy Gilmore 2 along with co-stars Christopher McDonald and Julie Bowen. They had kind of a mock press conference hosted by Rich Eisen after a whole video package of all kinds of major athletes and celebrities talking about Happy like he was a real golfer that changed the world of sports. They then did a Q&A with some random cast members from the movie and the audience. The movie looks like it's going to be a little too much into the new way of Adam Sandler goofiness that hasn't really played well, but it also looks like it's going to be a star-studded affair with tons of cameos. We got a handful of them in the trailer, such as John Daly, Travis Kelce, and Bad Bunny. A whole host of professional golfers are supposedly supposed to be in it, including Bryson DeChambeau, Ricky Fowler, Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, Jack Nicklaus, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, and so many more. Also, Lavelle Crawford, who I know most from playing Huel in Breaking Bad, who's still sitting in the safe house waiting, is set to play Chubb's son, and Sunny Sandler, Adam's daughter, will play Happy's daughter. Although it is a little weird because she looks just like his wife Jackie, who's also in the movie, as she typically is in his films, but not as his wife, since obviously he's married to Julie Bowen. It's a little weird, but we'll see. Other cameos include Eminem, Post Malone, Reggie Bush, Ken Jennings, Dan Patrick, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and of course, the most important one, Vern Lundquist. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Alabama fan. I went to school there and everything, and Vern Lundquist used to call the SEC on CBS featured game each week for years. SEC fans pretty much hated him, but I always kind of liked him. He's retired now, but he reprises his role as the lead announcer from the first film, even though he's in his mid-80s now. So I tried over the years to get into anime, but the one that finally got me hooked as a gamer was Sword Art Online. And I've watched all of that, but I've been looking for something else to get into over the last few years. While I'm a little more into it now, and I just finished Solo Leveling Season 2, which was amazing, by the way, one that I haven't been able to get into is One Piece. When I pull up the show on Netflix and see there's over 1,100 episodes, I'm like, I'm good. I just can't watch all of that. I've heard so many good things about it, but I just cannot bring myself to spend the next 20 years of my life trying to catch up. However, when I saw there was a live-action version, I watched it immediately, and I loved it. It seems like it's gotten praise for being one of the better live-action adaptations of a manga or anime series, so I'm glad I'm not alone in loving it, and it may lead to 1,000 episodes of that. We'll see. Season 1 covered the first 45 or so episodes, and at least for now, we get a Season 2, so maybe I'll get like a tenth of the way there by the time Season 2 is done. We also got a first look at Tony Chopper, who is joining the story, although it seems like he didn't join until around the 81st episode, so I guess this will cover a decent amount of ground again. I'm still a total noob when it comes to One Piece, but I really like the live-action version, so I'll get to the anime at some point. I'm glad it got enough praise, though, and eyeballs to keep going with a live-action version, which I know costs a lot more money to make. So one of the big films set to be released this year is Guillermo del Toro's take on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is starring Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein and Mia Goth as his fiancée Elizabeth. All three were there to present the movie, and I've been looking forward to this one way more than The Bride, which is being written and produced and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. In that one, Christian Bale is playing the monster and Jessie Buckley is playing the Bride of Frankenstein. Jacob Elordi plays the monster in this one, and it also stars Christoph Waltz, Charles Dance, and others, including Ralph Ineson, who's having a big year this year, playing Galactus in the Fantastic Four, and was just in Nosferatu, and now in Frankenstein. We got our first look at a trailer for the movie, and it looks to be pretty standard Guillermo del Toro. We didn't get a full look at the monster, just a few clips that didn't really show us a face or anything. It does look good, though, and I do trust Guillermo del Toro to do it right. Of course, the number one thing is the best thing Netflix has ever given us, which is Stranger Things. It's finally coming to a close this year as the kids enter the retirement home to fight the Demogorgons. Okay, not really, but this is the main thing we're all curious about because these kids are definitely not kids anymore. Finn Wolford, Caleb McLaughlin, and Noah Schnapp came out to reminisce on when they were just babies starting the show off. They showed some of the behind-the-scenes clips of the early seasons, and we even got a hello from Dustin and Eleven as they couldn't be there. Then we finally got a first look at the new season, although most of the footage in the trailer is from previous seasons to help set up the finale. The timeline has now moved to the fall of 1987, so about a year and a half after where we were in season 4, which took place over spring break in 1986. The last we saw, Hawkins was being torn apart by the opening of rifts throughout the town, and that still seems to be going on. Of course, all of our main characters were split up last season. Some were in Hawkins, some were in California. They tried to kind of meet in the middle, and then there were some even in Russia with the adults. But the end saw them all come back together in Hawkins and realizing the fight is not over. We'll sense that Vecna was still alive after the fight last season, and that's confirmed for now. Here's the official synopsis for Season 5. It's the fall of 1987, and Hawkins is scarred by the opening of rifts, and our heroes are united by a single goal: find and kill Vecna. But he has vanished, and his whereabouts and plans are completely unknown. Complicating their mission, the government has placed the town under military quarantine and intensified its hunt for Eleven, forcing her back into hiding. As the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, so does a heavy, familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with it, a darkness more powerful and deadly than anything they've faced before. To end this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time. In the trailer, it looks like there are going to be some new kids joining the fray, maybe some new Hellfire Club members, although I do wonder if school is just going on like normal with these giant portals to hell throughout town. I can't wait to see how this ends. I think Season 4 actually might be my favorite yet. I like that they had longer episodes to make sure the story was told how it needed to be told. There are going to be 3 different releases, as Netflix is now prone to do, splitting it up. Volume 1 will be released November 26th, which is the day before Thanksgiving, and have 4 episodes. Then Volume 2 will release on Christmas Day and have 3 episodes. Then the finale, titled The Right Side Up, will release on New Year's Day. So we have to wait a month between Volume 1 and 2, but then only a week between Volume 2 and the finale. I hope they make the final episodes all feature-length because I cannot get enough of Stranger Things. As for the rest of the event, we did get a look at Wake Up Dead Man, the 3rd movie in the Knives Out saga starring Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc yet again. This one features names such as Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, and so many more. We also got a look at the 3rd season of Squid Game, a new movie from Ben Affleck and Matt Damon called The Rip, and so much more. So what was your favorite announcement from TUDUM, and what are you most looking forward to this year from Netflix? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe to The Pop Culture Life for more TV recaps, movie reviews, and so much more.